Hello everyone, and welcome to a new video. At the time of recording this, Trae Young is basically done in Atlanta. So I saw a Bleacher Report post saying, here are the 3 teams Trae Young could go to. So in today's video, I will be using those 3 teams, trading Trae Young there, and doing a 3-year sim. So the first trade was Trae Young to Minnesota. I traded Dante DiVincenzo and a first-round pick for Trae Young. We're going to go ahead, sim to the end of the season, see how both teams do. Alright, at the end of year 1, we're going to go to conference. Atlanta Hawks, #1 in the Eastern Conference, with no Trae Young. And the Minnesota Timberwolves finish 4th. Trae Young didn't make an All-Star this season. He averaged 15.1 points. And Dante DiVincenzo averaged 13 points, 50 from the field, 44 from 3. So, yeah, looks like Atlanta has been benefiting. See if they won any awards. Oh, Trae Young did win something. I just skipped over it. No. I think he was assist leader. Yeah. Trae Young averaged a 15-point double-double with 10 assists. Alright, playoffs are here. Atlanta Hawks face Boston. Minnesota plays Dallas. Game 1. Minnesota lost by 40. Atlanta wins. Game 2. Okay. Down 2-0. 2-1 here. 2-1 Boston up. 3-1 Phoenix up. 2-2 tie. And the Minnesota Timberwolves are eliminated in the first round. Hawks up 3-2. 3-3. Let's get into a quick sim. And I meant to do... That is my fault. Meant to do live sim. So, in the first year for Trae Young in Minnesota, it seems to be a fail. We'll see how Atlanta can do without Trae Young. Game 1, they win. Tie. 2-1 Nick lead. Tie. Down 3-2. 3-3. Live sim. Oh, and mental mistake. Alright, we're just gonna do a simulate from here. So yeah, what's your guys' thoughts on Trae Young possibly, or 100% out the door now? Basically, they just gotta get a trade done. I don't know, I feel like it kind of needed to happen a while ago when they were really at their all-time high. I guess they're still pretty high coming into this season, but I think after they kept on losing in the first round and not having high seeding and DeJounte Murray failing, then Trae Young should have definitely been out the door then. But I guess now is okay. This is extremely slow. So I'm just going to exit it and go to... Yeah, I'm just going to simulate it, actually. Atlanta won blowout game. So they made it to the conference finals where they're going to take on the Orlando Magic with either the Spurs or Lakers on the other side. Game 1, they lose. Game 2, they win. Game 3, they lose. Game 4, they lose. And they get bounced in the conference finals. And the Orlando Magic win the championship. I don't know why it's 2010 why it said that. Draft lottery. Clippers win. So yeah, I automate nothing. I mean, I control nothing. I just watch the teams do their stuff like that. Free agency's going on. I don't think Trae Young is probably still on the team. He is. He's on a 1-year deal though. So I'm gonna re-sign him during the off season for one final year. But I'll see you guys at the end of the season. Alright, end of the season now. We'll go conference. The Hawks make it to the play-in game. And the Minnesota Timberwolves are back again at the 4 seed. Trae Young averages 16 and 9.9 assists. Did he win any awards? Nope. Assist champion in 26, which was last year. But they're facing Phoenix again. See if they can get any. Trae Young can get any awards. No, okay. So did the Hawks escape the play-in tournament? I think they did, and I think they're the 8th seed. Nope, they're the 7th seed. So 1-1, 1-1. Down 2-1, down 2-1. Down 3-1. The Timberwolves lose in 5 again. And Atlanta is going to a game 7. Atlanta without Trae Young as the 7th seed. Trae Young in Minnesota has not been doing well so far. They lose back-to-back, getting destroyed as the 4 seed. But we got to sign Trae Young to a 1-year deal, and then we got to send him to the next team. At halftime, Atlanta barely up. And we'll see if we can simulate here. Detroit up by a little bit. Yucca Purtle is on Detroit. And 1:33 left. Atlanta up by 4. Let's hop into this. Onyeka into Dante. Out to Ricochet, I think. Ricochet. Step back 3. Bottoms. Atlanta up 7 now. Cade bringing the ball up. Cade looking for Jaden Ivey, Marcus Saucer, I don't know. Rebound by Dante. Dante on the break. Dante looking for Ricochet. Out to Onyeka. Onyeka loses the ball, but it's going to go to Atlanta. Last touch by Detroit. Onyeka into Dante. Dante down to Jalen Johnson. Johnson backing down. Jalen Johnson lays it up and in. Atlanta is up 9 against the 2 seed Detroit Pistons. Cade down to Isaiah Stewart. I guess they lost Jalen Duren. Dante down to Jalen Johnson. His layup is up and in, and I think the Atlanta Hawks. Okay, never mind. They just made a 3. Free throw 1 is good. Free throw 2 is off. Steal, jumper missed. They have to go for 3. They do. They're going to foul, and that is going to be over. The Atlanta Hawks, as the 7th seed, eliminate the Pistons in round 1 and are going to go to the semifinals to take on the Cavs. Game 1, they lose. Game 2, they win. 3, they lose. 4, they win. 5, they lose. Game 6, and they're going back to a Game 7. Back-to-back Game 7s in the second year. And yeah, Ricochet has 14. I just saw at the end of the first quarter. Looks like it's going to be another close game. We'll see you now. Ricochet has 16. DeAndre Hunter has 15. They've hit halftime now. Hawks are kind of pulling away with it now. Up by 15-17 now. Cavs need to come back. And I don't think they will. The Atlanta Hawks are going to make it to the conference finals for back-to-back years without Dante DiVincenzo. And adding on, they have the Timberwolves first-round pick this year, because that's the pick that I traded to get Trae Young. Game 1, they win. Game 2, they lose. Game 3, they lose. Game 4, they win. They win. They lose. Another Game 7, and they win. The Atlanta Hawks, with Dante DiVincenzo, are in the NBA Finals. Game 1, they lose. 2, they win. They lose. They lose. And they lose in the finals in 5 games. Insane. I do have to re-sign Trae Young back to Minnesota. They fired their head coach, so I guess that's something. I guess if Trae Young might go elsewhere, which will not be ideal. See, the Hawks have this pick. They have the 15th pick as well as the 26th pick. So we're 1 year left in this, and then we move on to the other teams. First day of free agency. And the Timberwolves offered him a deal. If he doesn't go to Minnesota, I'll force a trade there. And he went to Denver. He went to Denver? He's ring chasing out of his mind. Holy schmoly. So we got to send him back to Minnesota, and we'll see you at the end of the year. So I know we're only at like day 40, but look at the Hawks record. They are barely 500. I don't see a conference finals push this year. See you at the end of the year. So we have made it to the end of the year, and the Atlanta Hawks got the 6th seed, and Dante DiVincenzo isn't on the team. Heck yeah, they'll face the Sixers in the first round. Basically the same team, but with Cam Thomas. Minnesota finishes as the 7th seed. They'll face the Lakers in the play-in. They have an old LeBron James, Jalen Duren, Luka, Reeves, Peyton Watson, Keon Ellis, Walker Kessler, and they win. So the Timberwolves will make the playoffs in the final year. Looking for Trae Young just looking for Trae Young, and we don't. So, Timberwolves facing OKC, Atlanta facing Philly. Game 1, they both lose. Game 2, they both lose. Game 3, Minnesota wins. Atlanta gets swept. Minnesota is tied. They've up 3-2. And they're going to a Game 7. What a way to start it off. Team 1, Trae Young is so far going ballistic. 9 points already in this game. Just hoping to pull away. Hoping to make it to their first time in the semifinals. Hey, at least they got past Game 5. Sorry. Trae Young, 13 points so far. Shea has 8. Lou Dort has 10. Kind of choking here. Edwards also has 13. Nas has 9. Lou Dort now up to 15. Minnesota sort of pulling away with it. Slowly but surely. Up by 2. Now it's nearly tied. Not much help off the bench by either teams. Wow, that is a lot of misses. Starters are back in now. OKC, it's over. The Minnesota Timberwolves, with Trae Young losing 3 straight first rounds. We'll see how the playoffs end, and we'll go to the next team. The Sixers win, and we'll go to the next team. So the next trade that was listed in that video was Trae Young to Toronto. So we're going to throw in Emmanuel quickly in a 2028 first round pick. And Trae Young is with Toronto. We'll see you at the end of the year. So now we have hit the end of year 1. Both teams are in the East. Toronto is the 7th seed with Trae Young. Trae averaged 20 points, 9 assists, and the Hawks were the 6th seed. Emmanuel averaged 11 points and 7 assists. Hopefully the Raptors can make it at the play-in tournament, and they will. So now we're going to see any awards for Trae Young. Anything? No. Alright, the playoffs. We can see both teams here. Game 1, Atlanta loses. Game 2, they both win. Game 3, they both lose. Game 4, Atlanta wins. The Raptors have been eliminated with Trae Young. Atlanta's going to a Game 7, and they are eliminated. So no luck in year 1 for either team. Philly wins the... And if you guys want to know my settings, here they are. 350 salary, 3 division, 4 per conference, 2 non-conference, 5 simulation pace, no experience aging, 24 quarters. I forgot to make it all-star. That is my bad. 7 playing tournament, and then 22 halves for college. So, now we are gonna go see draft lottery first. Utah gets the first pick. So for both teams, the Raptors have 16, Atlanta has 17. So we'll see you as we start next season. Also, I gave Trae Young a 1-year contract extension before the season started. So, Ivy went to the Rockets. Kobe went to the Kobe White. Anyways, we'll see you at the end of the season. Alright. End of year 2. Toronto is the 5th seed, and Atlanta is the 14th seed Emmanuel quickly averaged 12 points per game. Okay. Trae Young averaged 20 and 10. Pretty good for them. See if Trae Young win any awards. Trae Young. I don't think. No. Trae Young did not make any awards. Game 1, they lose. Game 2, they lose. Game 3, they lose. Game 4, they lose. They get swept in the first round. It is not doing good for either of these teams in year 2. And, yeah, we'll see you at the end of the next season. Actually, draft lottery. Atlanta has the 4th best odds. We're going to watch the draft lottery. Blazers, Bucks, Cavs. Okay, so Boston jumps up. Atlanta falls to 5. So they're going to have the 5th pick for this draft. And don't they also have the Raptors pick? I think they do, yeah. So they also have the Raptors first round pick for this year from the Trae Young deal that we did. See if there's any. LeBron went to OKC. Zach went to the Mavs, and we'll see, or the Sixers. We'll see you at the end of the season. All right, at the end of the season, Raptors were the 10th seed, and Atlanta was the 6th seed, and Toronto is eliminated. So, not much from Trae Young so far. And Atlanta now win game 1, lose. Okay? And they lose. So now, as we're going to finish up this season, yeah, that was definitely a bust. We are going to go to the last and final team. So for this next one, I thought it was a little bit weird. And that's to send Trae Young to Sacramento. So in return, they're going to send out, we'll do Malik Monk, a first and a second. Or we'll do in a second. So, yeah, we're going to keep a track of Atlanta and Sacramento. We'll see you at the end of the season. Alright, the end of year 1, Sacramento makes it to the 9th seed. Trae Young averages 16, 9 assists. Leading his team in scoring. And on the Atlanta side, they make the play-in tournament. Malik Monk averaging 15, leading his team in scoring. And Atlanta is going to barely make it to the playoffs. I'm not seeing any Trae Young, and I don't. So, yeah, it's going to take a while for this first one to load. Wait. Where was Sacramento? They lost in the play-in tournament. Oh my lord. Boston up 2-0, 2-1, 3-1, 4-1. So first year, Trae Young in Sacramento didn't go well. Cavs win the title. And we're going to go to next season. Alright. End of year 1, Sacramento misses the playoffs. Atlanta is the number 1 seed. Isn't that just great? Awards. Nope. No awards are handed out. Atlanta loses game 1, win game 2, lose, win, lose, and they get eliminated in the first round. Wow, not much success, but Sacramento gets the 11th pick, which is Atlanta's pick. That is grand. So we'll see you at the end of the year. We're going to see how free agency goes. LeBron's a Maverick. Something there. And, yeah. We'll see you at the end of the year. Alright, end of the final year. Atlanta is the 7th seed. Kings are the 13th seed. Atlanta makes it to the playoffs. Trae Young in Sacramento was very disappointing. Game 1 they lose. Game 2 they win. Game 3 they lose. They win. They lose. And they're eliminated. So, yeah. That will be the end of this video. If you enjoyed, make sure you hit the like and subscribe. And I will see you for more Hoopland content.